It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and we'll be watching the Browns' creative quarterback as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Browns and the Eagles on Monday Night Prime Time.
The folks here, they are bundled up, but they're ready for football as you get a look at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Tonight, we culminate pivotal Week 14 with a great Monday night matchup. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Well, this defense for the Eagles, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up second and 12. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And some room to maneuver. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big play there on the catch and run. 32 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20. They'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. It's a loss of 4, and now it's second and goal. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Ready.
He'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Ready.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. A big play there for Philly. 64 yards.
Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. A great effort there. His 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Eagles take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have.
And this throw will be intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. McPherson on for the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. They are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps, though.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 16 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown as well.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt, they made some slight.
And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick-6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
21-0 our score after 1. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Hands it off out of, and it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. And great effort. Does he get burned for that in film? He fought through some tackles. End result, though, a fumble.
It's going to be one of those situations where he'll get yelled at about the fumble, but at the same time get a check mark for the extra effort. And so it's one of those tough, tricky things for coaches. You don't want to coach it out of them so much that you take away the effort. You just want them to be conscious of taking care of the football.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Back to throw here. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. On fourth down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And last time, the fumble to turnover. Now, they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief.
He's got a man complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Second and goal from the 1. He'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half.
And the Eagles are able to widen their lead here in this first half. And McPherson on for the extra point.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
And the Browns getting set to go. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he will find his man on the outside.
And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
A big play there on the catch and run. 67 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well because you know he's coached.
And my goodness, another interception. He's at the 50, the 30, 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
I cannot imagine a more perfect half of football for one side, CD, and a more disastrous half of football for another side. But if you focus on the positive half, with this pick six, you look at where that lead is at, and to think that we are only in the second quarter. My goodness.
I love the expression, my goodness indeed. Pretty obvious. It's a free fall out there. Everybody gets a chance to make a play. And if you're on the field, you've got a great chance of being the next guy that your teammates are celebrating.
McPherson is set to kick off.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Browns set and ready to go on offense. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. His throw caught right around the 6.
And the Browns are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great effort there as the first half is winding down.
And the Browns are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room.
Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point.
McPherson now for the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end. Yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Okay, break.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1.
Down.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly...
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway.
Fielded right around the 8. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin this third quarter. Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
Ready, set. Ready.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
He's going to loft one deep left side here.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here, so for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Well, apparently they weren't interested in playing the field position game. They opt to keep their offense out there. A big mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, that one backfired. In hindsight's always 20/20, but let's call it what it was. We would have first guessed that one and said definitely.
And oh, he coughed it up. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
We just saw the dilemma for every coach. You want them to fight for the extra yardage, but somehow continue to cover the football. Oftentimes when you fight that hard, the ball becomes exposed.
Defensively, it's obvious they're trying to be more aggressive. First tackle a little too aggressive. Second one, though, they strip it loose. And that's caught inside the 30.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Hands it off out of the gun, and he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A touchdown run there from a yard out, and the Eagles have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know, do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. It's Rodgers here with a grab. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Back to throw now on 1st down. And that is incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
This caught by the tight end Cross. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
A lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. Now, they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
Back to throw again.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
3rd quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Now a handoff running through the middle. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. Flush to his, and he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this one is right down Broadway. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. On the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Cleveland offense making their way out. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives them a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Browns get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Point after, right down the middle, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last two drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
And even 150 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the...
And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A big play there. 61 yards.
And the Eagles add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Finding space at the 40. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it. There he goes, left side. 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
McPherson on for the point after.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now back to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Cross. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 44-yard line. Looking to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense.